What is the number one question that potential home sellers have for real estate agents? It's always this one. When's the right time to sell my home? Now, I know a lot of you are looking to time the market correctly, get more bang for your buck, and all of those things, but there are so many factors at hand. And, well, guess what? It's the middle of winter here in Chicago, and I'm sure you're asking, should I really sell my home in January or February here in the city of Chicago when it's at its coldest, its windiest, its nastiest? Well, I've got some things that you need to think through. Of course, I'm Andrew Coppins with the Steve Jenick Group here at Dreamtown Realty, and you're tuned in to Closing with Coppins, where I'm going to give you tips and tricks and all sorts of wonderful analysis of all things Chicago real estate. So, back to the question at hand. Should you sell your home here in Chicago in the winter? Here are three things that I want you to think about. Yes, three things that I want you to think about when making your decision to put your home on the market now or wait. Number one, January is all about making changes, and that includes housing. Yes, folks, that's right. January is New Year's resolutions, and then if you're like me, you've probably already forgotten about that resolution that you wanted to make for yourself because you've been so busy. But the other thing that you need to think about is that period between Christmas and New Year's. Lots and lots and lots of people, families, all sorts of people have the time off and they're reevaluating their lives. That's what a New Year's resolution is all about, right? Finding ways to better your life. And for some people, that means changing housing. And maybe that's you too. Maybe that's something that you would like to do and you want to sell your home, but you're just not sure if this is the right time. Now, I'm going to get into some numbers in a little bit, but I want you to think about that. If you are having those questions and you are reevaluating those situations, do you think other people are? And do you think other people are itching to look into it? Well, guess what? The number one time of year, the number one week of the year for people to begin searching for a new home online, according to data, is between Christmas and New Year's. Now, the number two time is actually right here, right now, mid to late January. Yeah, that's right. It isn't the dead of summer because we're all busy. We're all insanely busy in summer. It's right now. Now, again, I'll get into some more numbers, but the other aspect to think about is that buyers were extremely frustrated by a market that didn't satisfy their demand in 2021. That means they are re engaging. That means real estate agents are reaching out to buyers. That means buyers are reaching out to their agents, and all sorts of activity is happening. Remember, the name of the game here is to do what for you, the seller? Put your home in front of the most amount of people as humanly possible, and of course, sell for the right price. Sell for the price that's going to get you to maximize what you want out of your home. Which brings me to point number two in all of this: less competition. Yes, point number two is less competition. Again, the name of the game is to get as many potential buyers in front of your home as possible. Now, according to recent data, a week over week analysis, right? The week between Christmas and New Year's, and then that first week in January, well, listings were up 31% week over week. Well, that's great. That's great. And that's wonderful for the buyer, but is that wonderful for you? Well, just know this: that number, that same number, was down 23% from last year's number. And that has led to a $15,000 increase in the median sale price of a home here in the city of Chicago, going from $259,000 to $275,000 in that same time frame year over year. Think about that. In that same time frame, $15,000 on average in increase in the sale price of your home. Does that sound great to you? Well, how about this? There was an 11% increase year over year in homes under contract just this past week. All of this tells us that there's a ton of buyers out there, that inventory is really low right now, and most importantly, the price that the buyer's willing to pay has gone up. Does that sound like something that would interest you in putting your home on the market, considering that March and April we're going to see a flood of inventory coming to the marketplace? Do you want to be a big fish in a big pond or a small fish in a big pond? Think about those things. Now, number three, Number three is actually a psychological thing, and that is comfort and cozy sell. That's right, comfort and cozy. They sell homes all the time. Winters can be cold, no doubt about it. They can be dreary, no doubt about it. That whole, it's dark at 4:30 thing, I get all of that. But have you considered what your house looks like on the inside to a buyer in winter? You've got the blankets out. You've got that fire roaring, or you've got the fireplace on if you have a fireplace. You've got the candles out. You've got maybe you're baking more, or you're being able to bake some breads or do whatever, right? You're doing a lot more indoor activity. And that means your home looks like a home. And that is the point, and that's the psychological part of getting a buyer to pull the trigger on making an offer to your home, making them feel like it's their home. That's why staging happens. That's why a lot of people artificially do that. But if you have decorations, if you've got that fireplace, if you've got all the things that make this home look like a home in winter, take advantage of it. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus one here. A reason, number four, not to sell in winter. It is cold, it is snowy, it is windy, and that can all keep buyers from being able to be wanting to or even actually get out of the home, right? That's a major drawback. Except for there's a way for a really good agent to overcome those issues because guess what? In spring or in summer, and when it's 100 degrees out, do people really want to be going visiting homes, getting all sweaty and gross? No. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages of all sorts. So, a good agent will have a property tour video available where the individual who might be interested in your home and can't get out of their home at the time can look and see what it's like to go inside your home. Not through the pictures, but physically going through the home from the front door through all the rooms and get a real solid visual of what it's like to live in that home. Now, it doesn't replace actually physically being there, but it's the next best thing. So consider those things when you're looking at potentially listing your home. Now, all of those things aside, have I piqued your interest in potentially listing now or in the future? Or do you have more questions that you would like answered? All of that can be done just by going to the description of this video, finding my information. Again, I am Andrew Coppins with the Steve Janik Group at Dreamtown Realty. I hope you'll find out what it's like to close with Coppins very soon.